Fulanis are the number one citizens of the country, and you must honor them and honor their cow. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
They will invade your farm, kill your wife, destroy the means of your livelihood, and there is nothing you can do about it. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
They will rape your wives, steal, kidnap you, and there is nothing you can do about it. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And anytime you touch any means of their livelihood or you touch any of them, there will be justice for the Fulanis. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Fulanis are the number one citizens and you are inferior. Their cow is better than you. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now get that into your tick score. Tozo, there is nothing you can do about it because Fulanis are the number one citizens. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
After destroying you, they are not going to compensate anybody. The government will compensate nobody. We will compensate nobody. And if you touch them, we will send the soldiers after you. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Fulanis are the...
So guys, you are all welcome to today's live session. So before we get into what we have for today, I just felt I should share this video with you all. You may have seen this video or not, but I think the discussion is really getting more interesting. You know, the discussion around the Fulani headsmen, especially those of them terrorizing Nigerians, is becoming more interesting when you look at the belief system of these people. You just keep wondering if we are still, you know, in those barbaric era where people do things the way they want. You can see how a Nigerian is talking that the Fulanis are number one citizens and all the things he said in this video. Anyway, the essence of this live session is to share with you guys the video from the Afenifere youth leader who was kidnapped by these Fulani headsmen. He has come out to share his testimony. He has come out to tell the entire world that he was actually kidnapped by the Fulani headsmen, and he was kidnapped in Yoruba land. And he's calling on Yoruba leaders to stand up, to take strong stance, you know, in resisting this kind of threats. This is unbelievable. Anyway, before we get to that video that I want us to review, I want you to equally take a look at what is happening currently in Benue State. Just take a look.
Benue State is not one of the most peaceful states in this country. If Benue State is not one of the most peaceful states in this country, I swear to God, we will not be facing what we are facing. Because tell me why Fulani people will be killing us in Benue State without the federal government saying anything. They just killed only 16 people. Only 16 people. Only 16 people in Edo State. And look at the chaos you people are causing online. Look at the chaos you people are causing online. I just remembered one guy now that I knew. This guy lost his whole family in one church because of Fulani herdsmen. That is the reason why I'm even crying now. I'm not even crying because of one stupid people that they killed in Edo State. I'm just crying now that I remember somebody that lost his entire family due to Fulani herdsmen, and the federal government are not doing anything. We in Benue State are suffering. We are suffering in Benue State until hell let loose, and you people will know that we are not normal again because of what we have been facing. You people are very, very stupid in this state, idiot people.
Now, are you aware that 52 lives were taken in Plateau State on the 2nd of April, this 2025, just recently? Are you aware? Did you hear the whole country shaking? But 16 terrorists were victims of jungle justice. Yes, we are victims of jungle justice in Urumi, and the whole country were shaking. Everybody had a voice. Everybody became very loud. But 52 in Plateau, they close their mouth. It's normal to them. The Fulanis are taking people down there. I've not seen the governor running a skater. See, in this country, what are you guys up to? What is your plan? 16, is 16 now more than 52? We know that where they said 52, it is more. But they admitted 52. Nobody is talking. No, I've not heard any northern leader, any Fulani leader, any traditional leader say things about it. If I do now the flex on Amozu, the Mumu Fulani people where they threat, reprisal attack, go and attack those attacking your people in Plateau State. Now, who me Boduna for the get power? But sadly, our governor, our government, our leaders, our traditional rulers selling us cheaply to these people. Now you that they attack, now you still go they beg. What a shame. Look at what is happening in Plateau now. Nobody's talking about it. 52. And if they can admit 52, you and I can only imagine how many actually it is. What a shame. If we can't be one country, if we cannot be one country, we know what to do. Nonsense.
So
I went through.
You may not know, before we get to this video, a whole lot is going on in Plateau State, Benue State. I mean, for the past 2-3 days, these Fulanis, they just, leash their anger on these people. And one just keep wondering, when is all these things going to come to an end? The security agents are not doing anything. I don't know if you heard about the farmer who poisoned his farm. He intentionally poisoned his farm because he has tried to ward off the Fulanis, with their cows from coming to his farm. He didn't succeed. So he ended up poisoning his farm. And when these cows entered his farmland and grazed on it, what happened? They died. The police went to arrest this farmer. So we just keep wondering if this country is really united. The Benue State people have been crying out. They've been lamenting, right from the time of the former governor. There've been a lot of, we can't even count the number of people that have been fired, especially in Benue State, because they've been under attack. Now we have a reverend father there. He's not ready to, take some strong stance against the Fulani herders. And that has really given them, more power to do what they are doing. Currently, see Benue State, see Plateau State, these two states are having it, very tough, coming from the Fulani attacks and all that. Now, report says that 52 people, that's the official number that they gave us, not the one that people did not even talk about. Anytime media houses come out to tell you that it's 52, or the security agents come out to tell you that it's 52, just know that it's more than 52. This one is from Plateau State. Plateau State, these people invaded a community and ended the lives of 52. And when is it 14 or 16 were killed in Edo State? What happened? The northern elders issued this communique saying that they must be paraded. They said even if the governor decides to pay compensation, even if he comes and beg, even if he has apologized, that they are not going to take it. I don't know if you have watched that video. The northerners came out to say that the people who fight those people must be paraded, as in they want to see their faces. It's only in Nigeria that these Fulanis, I mean, they armed carrying Fulanis, those of them that are known for all these terror activities. It's only in Nigeria they are being shielded, Recently, we saw how the Zamfara state was saying that they arrested bandits, hand them over to police in Abuja, only for them to discover that those bandits were released without any prosecution. They were released. So one keeps wondering, is it that they are really the number one citizen? Like you heard that guy from the beginning of this video saying that the Fulanis are more superior than every other person. They are number one. So a whole lot is going on in this country. I mean, no part of this country is spared. When you go to the southeast, they are all over the places, even in Yoruba land. You keep wondering why the Tinubu's government is not talking because of second term. He wants northern votes, and that is why he will not talk. Anyway, we all know this guy on the screen. This is the Afenifere youth leader who was kidnapped. He has come out to share all what he went. He's even said no. He said he can't even share everything because of, national security, but he has shared it with the security agencies. So he doesn't want to just come out to expose all what he said. But he was telling the entire world that the Fulanis that kidnapped him, they told him that they have 5 camps in that vicinity. You can imagine in a state, they have 5 camps where they keep their victims. And the security agents do not even know about this. Can you imagine? Let me just allow you to take a look at some of the things he said. And they will...
Of God, mercy of God, àti gbogbo àwọn òṣàlẹ̀ Yorùbá, it has saved me for that terrible experience. And what happened to me, I doubt it can happen in Borno State, in Katsina, in all the northern part of this state, because I believe the Yoruba, what our leaders have said, no Yoruba can go to part of the north and kidnap the emir or any leaders of the northern part. So as a result of this, I think urgent needs to be taken in order for us to stop this ungodly attitude of Fulani X-Men, because I was signaled by Fulani X-Men. Like I said, on that 17, when we get to Ondo State, I'm from Ondo State, after Ikare, the journey was smoothly and we proceed to a town called Akumo. It was after 3 minutes between Akumo and the Nigerian military checkpoint. In fact, just 3 minutes between Amateku and the Nigerian military checkpoint, there will be ambush. 19 bullets were thrown in my car, and I sustained 2 bullets AK-47 in my bubble, and other vehicle that was coming from Abuja, other going to Osun State was ambushed. Along the land were 9 in number that was kidnapped, and we started that journey. The journey was, I was bleeding seriously. When we trekked, the incident happened around 1:44 in the afternoon. It was 10 p.m. before we stopped trekking in the bush. We were just trekking without no destination. It was after the second day that they gave us access to our food. So I was the only one that had food, because my phone and my laptop, iPad was in my travel bag at the front of the car. So they never knew. They went through my profile. So they just called me, we know you are the leaders of our ferry. You see your ID card, you go and stay there, you are a special person. All of you, they just decided to put us separately. And after they asked me to call my family, the first person I called, it was my wife. I told my wife, and I instructed the National Secretary of our ferry that he should release a press statement that I was kidnapped on my way to Abuja and I sustained bullet injury. That was how we started that journey for 12 days. No food, no medical care. Every day we were subjected to torture. In fact, because I just have to come because medically I'm not fine. I was released on the 1st of March. My phone was being tracked. The funny part of this scenario is that when we were being kidnapped, it was 3 minutes to military checkpoint. When the first ransom was paid by a young man in Badon, they paid the ransom very close to military checkpoint. When the second ransom was paid by a lady in Kwara State, the money was paid, if you know Yakaba very well, if you're going to Abuja, at the back of a woman that is selling food. The second ransom was paid there. The third ransom was paid opposite Nigeria prison service, very close to the military checkpoint. My own ransom, I was to be paid in Ikare and Akoko, but because my phone was being tracked, they have to check location. So a day I was released, they knew that I cannot go because sustained 2 bullet injury. I have been weak. One of them just have to go to a journey, about 3 hours journey. They went to go and prepare their food. They gave me the house to drink. After drinking the house, I slept for 2 hours. They carried the leaf and put it in the back of my yansh where there's bullet. So they just told me that we are proceeding on a journey. I have to plead that I want to talk to my wife. If I plead I want to make up, I must subject to beating. And the reason why, because I'm a leader of our ferry. The ferry has been giving the Fulani and the Hausa some challenges. Because they told me. The point where I'm going, that every Bogoma Yoruba, every sons and daughters of Yoruba must rise and must defend our land. I'm so glad that we have thousands of OPC here. It's a fortunate thing that the so-called Amateku, let me just put it that way, they're falling to a political appointment. May his soul rest in peace, my great governor, Rotimi Akeredolu. If the man is alive, I can assure you that it will enforce all the Amateku in Southwest to go after those people. Since Akeredolu have died, Amateku, they don't function like they will be functioning. So, as I was saying, so on that day, they told me we are going on a journey. I just have to look at the time. The time was on the 28th of February. The time was 4:23. We started the journey between 43 until the second day, 5 a.m. We're trekking in the bush. No food, no water. In the morning, they asked to call my wife. I called my wife. My wife said the ransom has complete. I paid much of a lot of money. Nigeria stood up. London, everybody, my family contributed money. so that I won't be able to die. But I thank God that I came out alive to tell my story, because a lot of people have been kidnapping, but they fear us. They can't come out to say all this. And I discovered that we were trekking from Kapa, we trekked to Ibilo in Edo State. Ibilo in Edo State, I have the authority to say, is the home of the Fulani who are kidnapping or terrorizing us in Southwest. In fact, that day, my wife and my younger brother with the Nigerian Foreign Service, they counted about 5 new motorcycles that was trailing them to the bush, and the money was paid again very close to Nigerian military checking point. So definitely something is going on between our sons and these people. The money was paid. After the money was paid, I was released on the 1st of March. Then they took me to Ikara General Hospital, where the first surgery was commenced and the second surgery was done about 2 weeks ago. But my message to Southwest Governor, because their first priority is to protect life and property. A place where there's insecurity, there's no how you can create jobs, there's no how investors want to come to that state. No matter how the potential of resources you want to have, that nobody will come and invest. I have a message for Ondo State Governor, very important. I have a message for Ondo State Governor, very important. I have a message for Osun State, Ekiti State, and Lagos State, very important, because I've said I'm not going to release any information based on the national security. I was taken, and this Fulani Express, they showed me 5 camps that they have in our land, and they told me in Ondo they have 26. I will continue to be saying that 26 camps of the terrorists in Ondo State, and other part of Southwest making 53 camps. If somebody can have 55 camps in a particular region, tell me. After I was released by the Fulani Express, Akure North was attacked because they told me that they are coming. When I'm on board, be only, Lord only. So my fathers and leaders of the Yoruba, it is very urgent, like our daddy has said, life and security of our people is very paramount to us, and we must protect it. We must protect our heritage. State police, community police, if they are named for the Southwest government to come back and rethinking to restructure their Mateku security network, putting the right people. Don't avoid based on party member that cannot confront criminals. Putting the right people that can be able to save the lands of Yoruba. And Mr. President, you have the right to do the same thing now, because you are Yoruba, so that your name can be right in good. All this thing that is happening, it cannot happen to anybody in the north. Now it's happening in those states. Nobody is supporting jungle justice. It happened in Edo. They are going to work against us. When there was a young girl was killed in daylight in the northern part, what can these people do? Yoruba are Somali. We are not a slave. It is time that we stand up and defend our territory.
It is time to stand up and defend our territory. So, guys, I don't know how you felt listening to this man, narrate his ordeal at the hands of the Fulanis. You heard how many camps they have in a state, in Ondo State. 26 here, 5 here, that's how many. You can imagine, people who, so many of them are not even Nigerians, From the onset, we know that Fulanis are not originally Nigerians. Some of them came from all these countries to settle in Nigeria. They've nationalized, but they don't want to help to build Nigeria. They are rather there to destroy Nigeria. So you must have heard the story around this man, how he was kidnapped. They kept advertising him. They would just make a video of him and post on the social media. I mean, the terrorists, they were showcasing him on the internet with the bullets that he was carrying on his nyash. And finally, thank God that they released him. At least he's alive to share his story and give his testimony. We really thank God that he's alive. But this is just an eye-opening to so many people. For people who think the Fulanis are being criticized, can you imagine going into somebody's land and you establish 26 camps where you are keeping your victims, and you go to another section and also establish more. So when you hear things like this, why wouldn't you say that you don't have to blame people of Edo State? And you heard him say Edo State Forest is their headquarters in Edo State. They trek from Ondo getting to Edo. Can you imagine? In Edo State, that's where they have more of their camps. And this was actually why people were so angered, when they saw these guys with guns. They had to buy them, which Nigerians have condemned. But there is a way you'll be pushed against the wall and you'll be forced to react. That's actually what we saw. So guys, you have seen that in Nigeria, the security agents are compromised. Like this man was saying, that the money that was brought on several occasions were brought close to, it's either military checkpoints or close to prison, or all those stuff. So he's saying that something fishy must be happening, because these people will always choose to come pick their money close to where either the military checkpoint is or the prison facility is, or something like that. So does it mean that there is no intelligence in this country to know that something fishy is happening? So I don't just know why the security agencies are not really upping their games. We have the CDS, the Chief of Defense Staff, is a Christian. During Buhari's time, it was a Muslim, and people thought, oh, he's a Muslim. Muslim is conniving with Muslim. They want to destroy Nigeria. Now we have a Christian, CDS Musa. But see, the security situation in Nigeria is even worsening. It's worsening. Now, during the time of Buhari, people say, oh, it's Buhari, he's protecting the Fulanis. Now we have a southern president in the name of Tinubu. Tinubu has not come out to issue any statement. People are being pied everywhere. There's commotion. The president of Nigeria has not deemed it necessary to even come out and speak and tell Nigerians what he's doing to, to reduce this threat, because this real threats, recently in one of the states, I heard a Chinese man who was kidnapped. So a whole lot is happening in this country, and we say we are looking for investors. Even Nigerians who are living abroad are afraid to return home because of all these things. So it's really time for us to balance up things and make sure that security is one of the priority, of this government, so that Nigeria will be safe for businesses to thrive. So guys, let's move away from security. You must have heard that the federal government is trying to ban the importation of solar panels. I don't know what you make of that. We have this electricity challenge, and people are now depending on solar energy. The panels are mostly imported from countries like China to Nigeria. But the federal government is saying that we can do some of these things locally and stop importation. Do you think this is a right move? And do you think it's going to help businesses, looking at how businesses are shutting down? Last time I told you guys that 7.2 million businesses shut down just between 2023 2024. 7.2 million businesses. These are businesses that were captured under, the federal government have the data of these businesses. Then what about those that were not captured? So you find out that electricity is one of those things that can help businesses to thrive better in Nigeria, but we don't have that. And now people are going for solar, and they want to ban importation of solar when we don't even have, we don't have, we don't have really good setup in producing ours locally. But I don't know what you make of that. Anyway, I have a guest today, who've always come here to talk about ways you can make money in Nigeria and all that. So I have a guest today who want to still dive deep into all this. Today we are looking at how you can profit from your duplex and make money in Nigeria if you are hoping to expand your businesses, or you are living abroad, you are looking for ways you can kind of make money back home, because there's a lot of money to be made in Nigeria. If not that, we don't have good governments on ground. There's a lot of money, especially in the real estate industry. A lot is going on. I always tell you guys, 30 December was an eye-opener, to many Nigerians, people that didn't know that you could buy a house and you are not living in it, and that house is paying you every month in Nigeria. You have to list it on Airbnb and you earn in dollars. And buying houses in Nigeria, the process is so easy than you have it in the Western world, because nobody's looking at your taxes, nobody's looking at your income. Once you have your money, and then in Nigeria, it can be done instrumentally. You can pay bit by bit, and you own a property back home. You register that property online on platforms like Airbnb, and you have people book it on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. Somebody can just book your apartment and have it for the whole month and pay you daily. You know how much you are going to make. So a whole lot of opportunities are there in Nigeria, despite the fact that we don't even have good government. But I tell you, there are businesses that all that the government is doing will not easily affect. Real estate business is one of those. Whether Tinubu is sleeping in Aso Rock or he's active, I tell you, your real estate business is not going to be affected. And that's why we keep talking about real estate on this channel. So we don't just give you news, and without telling you ways you can save your money so that inflation will not eat it up. When you have your money in the bank, you are making the biggest of mistake. You have your money in the bank, the value is dropping. What you could buy with 100,000 today, you can't buy it tomorrow. It means the value of your money is lessening. But when you use that money and invest it somewhere, it keeps yielding, meaning that you are getting more value for your money. And that is what we are here to talk about. So, like usual, I have Mr. Gbenga today again in our midst. He's somebody I am working with to bring you all this information. He's somebody you can rely on, somebody you can get key information from. And today, like I've said before, we are looking at ways you can make money if you have a duplex, like in Lagos. You see, ways you can profit from your duplex properties. So that's what he's going to be talking about. Mr. Gbenga, you are welcome to today's session. Please, let's take on this topic. You can just like touch on one or two things briefly, and let's maybe talk about the dirty December so that people will understand what all this short-let business is all about. Then we then go into how people can make money from their duplex properties. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Ishoma. Thank you so much. Great pleasure to be here, and a good day to your audience also. We are glad to be here, and I'm glad that you sort of like ended the news on the part of the federal government talking about the alternative electricity thing of sort of like manufacturing solar panels here in Nigeria so as to boost our alternative electricity. So that's a good one. And it goes to tell you that government might be slow, but we just pray that our government will be continuous and we'll have better government after better government, replace and develop things as things go along. As you also rightly said, investment is really the best way. Investment is the best way because from time immemorial, we've had problems on the earth. We have wars. We've had fightings. We've had cruel behaviors of human beings. But what is sustainable is what investment you have. And it's also good that we diversify our portfolio of investments. And so today we'll be talking about real estate. Now, property investment is a very lucrative one anywhere in the world, whether in Nigeria, in Africa, here, in America, in Europe, anywhere you are in the world. Property investment is very, very lucrative, whether land, whether houses. And guess what? The land is actually one of the oldest forms of investment, because even the Bible says that as long as the earth remains, man would eat, man would sow, man would reap, man would build houses, man will marry, man will increase. And as it is today, to the best of my knowledge, I think the world population has hit over 6 billion all over the world. And Nigeria itself has climbed well over 200 million. Now, Nigeria has climbed over 200 million. There's projection that in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, the population is going to increase. But you ask a question, as the population is increasing, is the land increasing? No, the land is not increasing. The land is in fixed supply. So whatever property anyone has now has to be jealously guarded. Not just jealously guarded, but wisely utilized also. We need to properly utilize the property that we have. And then we can classify property into different categories. You have land, you have houses, you have residential use of the land, you have industrial use, you have commercial use. But today we're going to be talking about how to utilize and profit from your houses, be it a duplex, be it a terrace, be it an apartment, be it a studio. But primarily we'll be talking about the duplex property. And then you went on to say to talk about the dirty December. To give a bit of background, Nigeria is among one of the foremost developing countries now in the world. By reason of that, Nigeria is going to enjoy a lot of developmental growth. That is why in 2024, that just passed a couple of months ago, in December, the total revenue that came into Lagos State alone, just Lagos State alone, was in excess of 264 billion naira into the short-let industry. That's what you refer to as the dirty December. You can your audience can go and Google it and research on it. The short-let industry, that's the Airbnb, the Booking.com, the Vibo, and all the short-let apps and platforms, they raked in a minimum of 260 billion naira in 2024. Now, I'd like to bust your bubble to say that the projection, because if they call 2024 dirty December, I don't know what they're going to call 2025 on, because the projection is that the short-let industry is going to hit about over 300 billion naira just for Lagos State alone. Just for Lagos State alone. So it goes to tell you that the earlier, and then guess what? We are not even scratching the surface yet.
Yes.
Imagine all the problems here and there, leadership problems, herdsmen issue, and then we are already hitting close to 300 billion with the current problem. Now imagine when there's not better sanity, better governance, better leadership, better peace and security. We are not even scratching the surface yet. That's why I'm going to encourage your audience. Yes, we have all the challenges. It's like a child that is growing up. They are teaching problems. They are teaching problems. And then God has given Nigeria the grace of resilience and perseverance. From the time of Biafra till now, let us break apart. Let us try. Nigeria is still going strong. You know how much was recorded during Abacha's time and all whatnot with our past governors, how much was looted, taken overseas, but Nigeria is still going stronger and stronger. So I would like to encourage your audience. Yes, we have our problems, but they should, by wisdom, also consider profitable investment into real estate, which is the oldest form of investment. Land has been since the time of Israel going into captivity, Egypt fighting the Philistines. Everybody, land still remains. So it will be very, very wise of us to ensure that we have landed investment. I will not take too much time because I know you want this to be brief. Now, when thinking of...
I just wanted to chip in a question. Okay. When you say profitable real estate business, the question is, are there real estate businesses that are not profitable and which ones are profitable? If you can help us understand this better.
Thank you, ma. Thank you, ma. Now, all real estate investments are profitable. That is the honest truth. But some are more profitable than some. I'll give you an example. If you that's part of what I'll be sharing this evening. If you have a property, let's say duplex, for example, you can utilize that property in different ways that will determine whether you are getting slow return on your investment or you are getting quicker return on your investment. I would explain it slightly in this way. Now, if you have a farmland, you can decide to do local farming using hoe, using machete and all. But if you now use mechanized farming, improved seedlings, you are going to get more yields. It is also the same thing that applies in real estate. You can have your property, and then you can give it to friends and family to manage. You can do long-term rental service on it, where you get your money annually. You're still going to get your money, yes. Okay, but if you're not innovative and creative, and now put it on platforms like Airbnb, like Booking.com, like Vivo, like the new shortlet apartment platform that we have, your return is going to be astronomical and more exponential. So that's why I say they are more profitable than themselves, depending on your location, on your timing of entrance into the industry, and the strategy you adopt. Strategy is very important, which I'll be talking about like in a few minutes. So strategy is very important. How you enter, your timing of entering, because so somebody that buys something early before, okay, so we'll be familiar with what they call initial public offer. When you're buying shares, before the shares goes to the public, they call a set of people and say, oh, this thing is going to go to the public. This is the potential of this shares. If you buy it now, you get it at the discounted rate. When it goes to the public, it adds more money on it, and then the other people will be buying it at a higher price. So that is also part of the strategy, timing and location. Okay, so basically all real estate investments are profitable because it is land and it's how God has structured it. They are profitable. Now, part of the strategy is also this. Now, do you want to buy a house, or do you want to build a house? That's also part of the strategy, because there are different terms and conditions to it. I'm just going to talk very, very briefly on building a house. I'll focus more on buying a house, which is the duplex we'll be talking about. If you're going to build a house, some of the sessions that we've had with you talks about due diligence and how to guide one on getting the proper property, proper documentation for getting your land. So when you're going to build a house, you need to get your land. You need to get your legal compliances right. You need to now get your documentation right, which will take a while. All this costs money. You now need to get the builder, the architect. So if it's going to be a personal house that you want to live in, you can go that route. You can go that route because you have the time and the resources. But it will be our recommendation. It will be our recommendation, especially for diasporians. It will be a recommendation that you look out for trusted, viable real estate developers that you can buy a property from. That will help to save you a lot of headache of putting your money into the hands of friends and families that can go off with your money, and you don't have any legal way to hold them to account. But when you're dealing with a developer, a property development company, their legal framework to help protect you from being scammed or swindled. We've spoken about some of those things on some earlier sessions, making sure that the company is duly registered with Corporate Affairs Commission, ensuring that the company is duly registered with the Real Estate Development Association of Nigeria, REDAN, is duly registered and confirmed by that they have a SCUM certificate. All these are primary basic due diligence factors that you must put in. Make sure you check out before buying from a real estate development company. So our recommendation will be to buy rather than build. But if you have solid presence on ground and you want to build, that is all well and good also. But please be careful not to put your hard-earned money into the hands of brothers and sisters that might not have the good integrity level and squander your hard-earned living. So as I said, yes, thank you. So as I said, this session will focus more on buying a duplex that you can profit from. Now, real estate offers a wide range of earning of income. We're going to talk about a couple of ways that you can earn now. First, you can get a duplex, as we mentioned. Now, the reason why we are emphasizing on a duplex rather than apartments or studio apartments is that a duplex has the ground floor and the first floor, and sometimes the second floor. Okay, so it gives you more space, more functionality, and then for the strategy of being able to generate more income, we are looking at the target market of millennials, of tourist people, of professionals, of expats, of private clinics. So the market for it is huge. Is huge. Corporate organizations might want to come do some training, that they are looking for duplexes that they can house, that will house up to 4, 5, 6 rooms in them. But a studio apartment limits your functionality. A 2-bedroom apartment limits functionality. But a duplex gives you luxury and affordability. And then, right, currently in Lagos, they are very, very much in high demand. Very, very much in high demand. Another factor that helps the short-term rental income industry is infrastructure. So currently in Lagos, your audience will probably be aware, the federal government is developing the coastal road connecting Lagos to Calabar. That's one stretch of it. There's also another infrastructure development connecting Lagos to the western countries of Africa, from Lagos to Badagry to Cotonou and all along the coastal line. So infrastructure development is really, really on the rise in Lagos. So we would like to encourage your audience. Now, Lagos is not the only place that is seeing a lot of developments. We have Abuja, we have Port Harcourt, but Lagos has the highest return right now on property investment. That's a given. Lagos has the highest return on investment, and the government, for some wonderful reason, is focusing a lot of infrastructure development in Lagos. We know of the Dangote refinery that has come up. That project is over $5 billion. That the Dangote refinery is way over $5 billion, and we also now have the free trade zone. We have the free trade zone. We have the New Lagos International Airport. So those are all infrastructural developments planned for Lagos. And as I said, we're not scratching the surface yet. Another point is also that you can buy a duplex to sell. So you can buy, hold it for some time, and sell. And then you mentioned something about the value, when people money losing value. But in investment, especially in real estate investment, your money does not lose value. Your real estate edges you against inflation. It edges your money against devaluation and inflation. So real estate is a good way to go. Now, another strategy of winning in real estate is what we call the off-plan purchase. What off-plan basically means is when I was talking about initial public offer. In off-plan purchase is the initial IPO of real estate. So when a developer is developing his property, before the property is completed, he gives opportunity to people to key in. Because sometimes when you tell somebody to bring 80 million naira, 90 million naira, 100 million at once to buy property, sometimes it's a bit strenuous because they also have other bills to pay. So what the developers in Nigeria most especially do is that they say, okay, let us come into like a collaboration. It's a synergy. But this should be done only with trusted developers, please. This should be done only with trusted developers that can also show you sort of like track record and developmental milestones of what they are doing on the land. They must be able to show you day by day, week by week, what the development going on the project. Not that they'll just collect people's money and then 3 months, 4 months, nothing is being done. So I would like to also mention that we are currently doing the project now at Ibejuleki. We are going to set up a platform on our website where we post daily updates of what's being done. Because we are currently developing some terrace duplexes where we are selling currently as an off-plan project for 75 million naira. And then this payment can be done within 6 months. 75 million naira within 6 months, you get your property after 6 months. And then, but by June, so this offer is running sort of like as an Easter promo. Because by June, by the grace of God, this 75 million naira property is going to be selling for nothing less than 88 million. So that's an offer for your audience, but it's an Easter promo offer. By the grace of God, God is helping us. Construction is going on. We are currently at the foundation. In 3 months' time, it will definitely be at the decking level. I will be showing. We'll find a way to put it on our platform, on our website, on our social media platform. Daily works being done. So that's also a way to measure the integrity of a developer. Are they sleeping on the job, or are they working daily to make sure that they prove the investors' confidence? So that's what we are doing. We're doing an off-plan project right now, costing 75 million. Limited offer, because by June, by God's grace, it's going to be selling for 88 million naira. So I'd like to encourage your audience to key into that. So that's a way. Yes, ma'am. So that's a way for them. So that's a strategy.
We go on. I just wanted to say I've added the link to his website here in the comment section. You can also send him a message there. I also added my email there in case if there's any urgency. You can also reach out to me. I will get to Mr. Benga. So if you are looking for a real estate developer you can trust, because the problem in Nigeria is trust issue, trust issue. If you give your money to your relatives, they tell stories. You give your money to some developers, they tell stories. So this is the essence of this live session, getting you somebody who is going to stand in the middle, making sure you are working with the right person to get your property. So if you are interested in getting this property, like he said, that there is one on ground, they are still like building the foundation. Once the building is coming up, you find out that the prices can start changing. So you can take advantage of this and key in, and you don't need to pay all your money at once. I think this is one of the best ways to invest back in Nigeria. You are going to get all your documents, including your CFO and everything, the documentation, everything is complete. So it's not something you'll be running helter-skelter, because guess what? In Nigeria, if you have your money, you just invest, unlike other places where they want to know if you have a job, how much is your job paying you, if you are paying taxes and all that. There's a lot of process to go through. But here in Nigeria, you can buy a house, own a house. If you don't have time to start building and you don't have people to really entrust your building into their hands, you can just buy an apartment and use all these online platforms to publish it, and you just keep getting your money. I've seen so many people who are doing it, and I think this is really another business idea that Nigerians can really take advantage of. And he has said the duplex pattern or business style is one of the best, because it gives you more rooms. You have, the space is much. So a company can just send their workers to Nigeria and they will just book the entire duplex. And the payment is on a daily basis. So I think it's really a good thing. If those in America are ending, you too, you can end from Nigeria. So it's not a matter of, I don't know who to go to, who is going to help me buy a house. Now you have somebody, and I'm vouching for him that is somebody you can trust, you can work with without regretting. So if you are interested, you can reach out to him through his website, or you can send me an email, and we are going to get all this done. Okay, somebody is asking if he must pay a down payment, and how much is that going to be? Because you talked about 6 installments. So like, how much is he going to pay initially and subsequently?
Okay, thank you, ma. Thank you for that question. Now, the 75 million is the total money you're paying. After 75 million, you're not paying 1 more naira again, apart from what we now call service charge when you're not utilizing the property. But to get the ball rolling, the minimum you should pay as an initial deposit is 10 million naira. So with 10 million naira, you become a bona fide subscriber, and then we spread your remaining payment within 6 months, within your convenience. We are not going to target to say bring 10 million every month or 5 million, whatever is convenient for you within the month, so long as within the 6 months you complete your payment. But the initial deposit is 10 million naira.
I think it's very clear. The answer is clear. So, guys, in
Okay.
case you have more questions, you can just drop it here and it's going to clear the air on it. And like I said, this is a very good business model. Anybody can just take advantage of. I think $10,000, that should be around 6,000. 10,000 million, that should be around 5, 6, 7 million. Just I think within that space.
About $7,000 thereabouts.
Yeah, about $7,000. Yeah, I think when Naira was
I said between 5 to 7,000, unless you do the exact math.
Yeah, okay. I think somebody can take advantage of that and just pay, and then subsequently you just keep paying until everything you are going to pay is included in that 75 million. And you are
Yes,
going to
it's
get
all totally inclusive.
all the documents, right? Everything.
Yes, everything.
Wow.
Not
Everything.
one on infrastructure, documentation, and your house all done.
So, like,
and
how long is it going to take for the project to be completed?
Okay, so for those, so we have 3 payment plan models. We have for 6 months, we have for 12 months, we have for 18 months. Whichever one the subscribers choose, the house is going to be delivered 6 months after they complete their payment. So, but if they don't want to wait to complete it within 6 months, and they want their property in 6 months, if they're able, if they pay the entire money within a month or two, the property is going to be ready 6 months after that. Yeah, so whatever plan they choose, the property is going to be ready 6 months after that. And they're going to be seeing daily work progress as the property is progressing. Yes,
okay. This same person is asking, where is the property? I think you mentioned a also. He's asking
so it's
where is the location. Yeah.
Yes, so it's at Ibejuleki. Or they can actually Google it. Richland Gardens, Ibejuleki. Richland Gardens, Ibejuleki. It's on Google. Richland Gardens, Ibejuleki. And it has close proximity to Corona School, to Beechwood Estate, to Amen Estate, to the famous Amen Estate by Funke Akindele. So they're all within the same neighborhood.
Wow.
And from our property to the proposed international airport is less than 15 minutes. So the potential for that area is enormous. It's enormous. Yes.
Oh, this is great.
And then the good thing with technology now is that when you put your property on short-let Airbnb, you can monitor your property from anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
You can know when somebody enters your property. But we also like to recommend, because we have a few of them that we work with, to give it to a short-let management company. So you just relax. You have the terms and conditions agreed on, and you still have supervisory oversight over your property, because there's CCTV, there's access control, so you know what is going on. But you're just sitting back like the chairman and watching your money come to you. So they do all the heavy lifting, they do the laundry, there's Wi-Fi, there's electricity, there's good road network. So all the facilities going to be provided so that it makes the business environment viable and suitable for this purpose. Yes, ma'am.
This is enormous. This is really cool. Yeah, thank you very much. So, like you mentioned, duplex, can you just give us a more clearer picture of what this duplex comprises of, and why you think is a better route to go?
Okay, now because of land cost in Lagos, some people try to do what we call high-rise buildings. because they need to go vertical and maximize the use of land. But what that does is that it increases the population within that closed area. But when you have duplexes, that's why duplexes are referred to as luxury and affordable property. Because number one, the crowd and population within that environment is lesser than having a high-story building with multiple people. So that's one of the advantages of having duplexes. So by that, it's able to give more value to your property because the population is not so much, the car park space is not so much. So it's more secluded and gives better ambience around. You have more space for green, for children to play around, for playground, and not just having a very large population of everybody being about. So basically, the duplex is ground floor and first floor. Okay. And our properties come with 3 bedrooms up and 1 bedroom down, with a kitchen, with large spacious environment. Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Okay, so you talked about the installments. I wanted to ask, the 10 million, is it fixed for those who want to pay the 6 installments and those who want to pay the 12 months installments and those who want to pay 18 months? Must everybody pay that 10 million, or is it different?
Okay, so this is because we're also flexible and we try to be dynamic. The 10 million is sort of like your commitment fee. So if one doesn't have the 10 million at once, they can build it up to that 10 million. Because for every payment they make, we'll issue a receipt. So if it's a 3 million first, we'll issue a receipt. If it's a extra 1 million, extra 2 million today, extra 5 million, when that 10 million is complete, you are now a subscriber.
Wow.
Yes, because another reason is that we like to, so the earlier you make up to the 10 million, we count you as a subscriber. And then we now decide, you now let us know, then you fill your form and say, okay, I want to be within the 6 months program, or I want to be within the 12 months. Now, okay, but another thing to mention is that the 75 million is for the 6 month subscription. The 12 million comes at a higher rate. Okay. So when they make inquiry, we'll give them this breakdown. The 18 months comes at a higher rate. Because I'll give you an example. We bought 1,000 bags of cement about 3 weeks ago at 9,400, direct from the supplier, from the manufacturer. Today, as I speak to you, today, 6th of April, that same bag of cement is now 10,000 naira.
All right.
So what we do is that we pay the supplier in advance and say, okay, we are locking in down at this price. So that our subscribers that have already made payment to us, we just push out the money to the necessary quarters, to iron supplier, to the sand supplier, to the receipt. Hold on to your money and supply us as the work progresses. So that's why, by God's grace, our work does not stop, because we've already funded it to the supplier. Just give us our materials when we need it, because they have the warehouse to hold it.
Yeah.
So today is now 10,000 naira. So the people that will benefit are those that have subscribed initially, okay? And then we cannot go back to them. We cannot go back to them. That's why when people subscribe, we like to encourage that please pay up your money within your subscription time. If not, it begins to increase. So if you're 6 months, pay within 6 months. If you're 12 months, no problem, pay within your 12 months. If you're 18 months, pay within your 18 months. But they come at different prices. But they can stagger the 10 million. They don't have to pay it all at once, but it will still be nice they pay within maybe 2 to 3 weeks. Okay. So that's now what confirms them as a bona fide subscriber. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I think it's very clear. So if you want to subscribe, you have to pay 10 million. That 10 million, you might decide not to also pay just at once in case you don't have that money in bulk, but it's always better to just pay it So you become a subscriber. Then you tell them the kind of pattern that you want. Do you want to be among those who pay within the space of 6 months? Or you want to be among those who pay within the space of 12 months, or those who pay within the space of 18 months? So that will also determine the price of the property, because normally
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
75 million naira. But if you are going
All
for
inclusive.
all inclusive, as in
Yes.
you won't pay any other dime after.
Nothing else again. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
So if those that want to take
And
the
it's
12
finished.
months,
It's not carcass. It's not shell. It's fully finished. You have your cabinets, you have your wardrobes, you have your painting, you have your sanitary wares. It's not carcass. It's fully finished.
you mean it?
All you have to do is
It will be furnished
all you have to
after.
do is bring in your. No, we are not furnishing with mattress and chair.
Okay.
Aha. So you now do that one when you want to move in or you want to use it for shortlets. Yes. So we'll provide but you have your wardrobes, you have your kitchen furnishing furniture, that's your cabinet, you have all your sanitary wares, you have all the electricals done, you have your lightning, chandelier, or whatnot. So everything is finished. It's just for you to move in with your clothes and your chair, your sofa, your bed, your pot.
Wow.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think this is really a very good business model, because you wouldn't need to start buying all these things again, all from scratch.
Mm.
You will
Yes,
have majority of the things already there. You just need to, like,
yes,
one
ma'am.
or two things, and decorate it to your taste, so that when you
To
put
your
it
yes, yes.
on the online space, it will look more attractive. I think this is really good. So we are being encouraged. If you are interested in this, just reach out to Mr. Benga, and he will put you through. He will explain and answer other questions that you might have. I think this is really good for those who are looking forward to, investing back home, and you don't want to get a property that will be destroyed tomorrow, or they tell you standing on the canal way and
Mm,
all
mm,
those things.
mm, mm.
So he is somebody who is well knowledgeable in this field, and he understands it very well, especially for Lagos State. So just get in touch with him, and your money is going to be in a safe hand. You are going to get your property with your CFO. He said everything inclusive for that
Yes,
75
ma'am.
million naira.
Yes.
So once you make this payment, you have a property in Lagos. I think this is very easy, better than getting to give your money to this person and get your money. We've seen cases of people coming back from abroad and only to be told, oh, the house is saying we should build for you. Stories will just be popping up, and people will just end up being frustrated. So it's a better way to start. And one thing about this Airbnb business is that that when you have this business for the first time, you start making money and start saving up again to pay for the next property.
Oh
As in,
yes. Oh yes.
within the space of some months, you have accumulated something to start paying again instrumentally to get your second property. And before you know it, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 properties in Lagos, even without
Amen. Amen.
money basing in Lagos. So it's really a very good
Amen.
business model that anybody who is thinking about the future, you are thinking about your retirement, you are thinking about even your children, what you want to leave for them, and how you are going to retire without much stress. You have everything within your reach. I think real estate is one of those businesses you should be looking at, especially for Nigerians who are outside. You can be bringing your money, 1,000 euros or $1,000, and the thing will just be piling up, or on a regular note. Before you know, you finish paying your the 75 million, and if you have it in bulk, you pay. He said 6 months after your payment is completed, you have your key, the key to your house, and it becomes
Yes.
yours.
Yes.
You can automatically just list it on Airbnb or any of those similar websites and start making money immediately. Like Lagos is always a hot cake. You've seen, even despite the insecurity happening in other places, you still see white people in Nigeria, you still see
Oh
people
yes.
traveling home, you still see all these social gatherings, businesses are having all kinds of seminars are going on in hotels. People are coming into the country. So this is a very good business one can easily start, and it's going to be very profitable. Mr. Benga, thank you very much for this explanation. So I don't know if there are more things you want to add to what you've already said. I don't know if not, I
Okay,
can.
well, just in a few minutes, I mean, as I've mentioned before, the beautiful thing with going into Airbnb shortlet investment is that you can also monitor it from anywhere in the world. And you can also have friends and families that might be coming over, so you can directly channel them to your property and you get more income through them. So the
Yeah.
market is ripe, the market is ready, the market is big. Thank you very much.
So, like, for how long is this offer? For how long can people still have access to subscribe? At least that subscription is the main one. As in, you
Yes.
subscribe, once you become a subscriber, then you start paying instrumentally. So the window, how, from
So
what time to
the
what
Easter
time is it?
promo, the Easter promo is lasting from now till June. After
Okay.
June, it's going to 88 million for the
Hmm.
6 months plan. For the 6 months plan. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, from now till June, you get it for that
Yes. For
75, but after that period, you pay 85 million.
88
Okay,
million.
sorry, 88 million.
Yes,
Hmm.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I
Yes.
think it's very clear. It's very clear. So you've heard it from now till June, but Mr. Ganga will be coming up here on a regular note. You know, we always have these chats here, especially on Sundays. So in case you have more questions, bring your questions to him. He's going to be answering it, and you get to know him better and understand that he is actually here to save many of us who are living in abroad and you don't know who to entrust your money to in Nigeria. You want to go into the real estate business and you don't know how to go about it. Like I said, gone are the days when you think those owning houses in Nigeria don't make money, because all these platforms are, everywhere. You enlist people in America will see it. And if your friends are coming back to Nigeria, instead of them going to book a hotel, you just advertise your offer to them. They will get to take your place and pay you on a daily basis. So it's really a very good business model. In case you have more questions, reach out to him. The website is there on the comment section. And also, I added my email there. You can also reach out to me if you have any question. So every Sunday, we are here to answer your real estate business questions or any other question you have around real estate. Mr. Benga will be here to give you direct answers to your questions. And if you're interested in joining this one he has just shared with us, please do well to start making your payments. Even the 10 million, you can start paying instrumental. If you have 2 million, you can send to him. If you have 5 million, you can send to him, and later you pay up the remaining 5 million. Then you become a subscriber. Then you fill the form to like show your interest in which of the pattern that you want to follow, the 6 months, the 12 months, or the 18 months. And whenever you complete your payment, 6 months after that payment is completed, you will be handed over your key so that you now become the rightful owner of that property. And he said he's going to be doing like daily vlog, showing you the progress of the building on a daily basis. You can check the website, the link is there, copy it and save, so that you are going to be seeing how the progress of the work is actually going. This is just to like tell you people that the person you have met is somebody to be trusted, not somebody who will carry your money and run away. So, guys, let's call it a day at this point. Mr. Benga, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you,
We
madam.
hope to
Thank
have
you
you
so
here
much.
next week,
Thank you
Sunday.
so much, madam.
No doubt you are going to be bringing another good package for us, and
Thank
also
you,
to
ma'am.
give us more updates on ways to make money from real estate in Nigeria. So, guys, thank you all for joining. Please don't forget to like the video. Let's know in the comment section if you have any question. Just share with us, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. It's my pleasure to bring this kind of video to you guys. It shouldn't just be news, news, news. I myself, I love real estate. I love anything investment, be it in stocks, be it in ETFs, be it in, index funds, be it in real estate. I love all those. And I felt, okay, I don't need to just keep that knowledge. Not really that I'm that well knowledgeable. That's why I have an expert here to also like break it down for us. So if you're interested in this, always join us on Sundays. will come up here to share the news part of the live stream and also share the income part of the live stream. That's just the essence of this live stream every Sunday. So thank you very much for being here with me. Please subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to more people, and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. We'll be getting to all your questions. With this, I want to say a very big thank you and good night. Bye.